Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are brand new here. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a short review of the Fast Base Concealer. Now, I shared with you a try on video yesterday. One eye I tried on the Fast Base Concealer, the other eye I tried on the Conceal and Define, which is my absolute favourite. And yeah, so I will link that down below. And after using it now, I've used it all day yesterday and I've used it all day today, I thought that I have more of an insight of how it wears and what I think about it. Yesterday I wore it without eyeshadow, and typically if you are a regular viewer, you know that I always wear my eyeshadow underneath here, which I love, and that will, you'll see later on that also will come into my short review. So yesterday no eyeshadow, today as you can see I do have the eyeshadow on, and what I will do is share with you my thoughts first of all about the packaging. So first of all, I really like the packaging. I think it's sleek, I think it fits nicely with the rest of my makeup, it's easy to grab. I like the fact that you have to click it up, you know how much product is in there, you know, or you can see obviously when you get to the end, because even though there's a sticker there, you will know when you get to the end of the product. Also, I like the fact that you have got this soft touch applicator. I really found that was very easy to apply the product. I found that if you dot it on like that, in fact I like the size of it as well, because it just dots the product on enough to give me a line so that I can then pat that product in. So I really like that. It wasn't harsh, it's very soft. Yeah, I really love the packaging to this, and like I said yesterday, this packaging is exactly the same as the colour correctors from Obsessive that I have tried. So I really like that. I also like the price point for the amount of mil that you're getting in here, which I'll repeat it if you haven't seen yesterday's video, is 0.15 fluid ounces or 4.5 mil. So it's £5 for 4.5 mil, which I think is not too bad. Getting on to what I think now. Now, I'll just tell you that obviously my favourite is the Conceal and Define. I love this. A concealer to me has to conceal. That's basically the job of a concealer. I want it to conceal, especially my, well, it is my under eye that I use it for. So I want a concealer to hide anything. That is the whole point of me purchasing a concealer. Over the years, I have purchased lots and lots and lots of concealers. I have always had an issue with my under eye area. I feel that, my under eye area is that bit of my face that I want to make a little bit better. And to do that, I wanted a really good concealer. I've never found it until the Conceal and Define. I mean, I shopped from Urban Decay, Kiko, all the brands in Superdrug, you name a brand that we can get from the UK, and I have tried it. And they've all failed because they don't conceal, and yeah, they just don't give me that coverage. So when the Conceal and Define came along, this was like a lifesaver for me, because it gave me what I wanted. It concealed, it made me feel confident about going out and about. It really did do a fantastic job for me, and if you have areas that you don't feel confident about, you will know exactly what I'm saying when I say that this has been a lifesaver, because it really has. I feel confident when I wear this. Also because of the pigmentation, a lot of the time I just feel that I look quite tired, even though I'm not, and this really helps combat that, combats the issue. So it conceals, it brightens, and it just does everything that I want. The only thing that I find difficult with this is if I wear it without the eyeshadow underneath here, which is how I like to wear eyeshadow anyway, which is good. I do find that it creases a little bit, but I'm willing to forgo that issue, and I have oily skin, and after a little while the concealer tends to then settles and the creases tend to really iron themselves out, I suppose, because obviously I've got an oily skin. So I suppose if you've got drier skin, I can see why, and over the last couple of days a lot of you have, you know, commented wanting to know how the new fast base concealer you know, held out over the day, and also saying that this creases. It does crease a little bit on me. I wouldn't say that it's, you know, a lot, but it does crease a little bit, but because I have oily skin, that does tend to combat that, and you know, throughout the day it does tend to, I don't know, look like a second skin, I suppose. So, and also it's £4, it's easily accessible. You know, I can just go and pick it up at Superdrug. And like I say, it's only £4, even though I know that, you know, it's £4 for a little bit of product. It really doesn't bother me because, to be honest, this product works. So that's what I want in a concealer. That's what I've got in a concealer. But I thought I'm going to give this a go, see how I get on with it. If they've made a concealer as great as this, surely another concealer that they come up with afterwards is going to be just as good. That was what my thought process was. So like I say, £5 to me is not too bad because you're getting a few more mils in here. So, you know, that's fine. What I will say is that when I applied it, you know, it went on very, very smoothly. You know, it really does. I always pat it out like that. It goes on very, very well. So today, like I said, I wore a full face of makeup. What I found with this was that I had to apply it twice. So I applied it twice, so which is usual. This is what I usually do with the Conceal and Define, because I'll put the concealer on first, then I'll do my foundation, and then I'll obviously look back into the mirror, do I need anything more, and then 9 times out of 10 I'll go in again with a little bit more of the Conceal and Define. So that's exactly what happened today with the Fast Base. So I went in a second time, I then powdered down all my face, you know, added all of the other makeup. And and it had the same kind of creasing as well as the Conceal and Define. Before I powdered it, I had to then tap it out a little bit, you know, to get rid of any creases, and then I put the powder on. It did work well with powder. It worked well with my foundation, as you can see. There's no issue with that at all. It blends seamlessly with my other liquid and my foundation. But what I will say is that I put the powder on and I set it as I usually would, but then I had to go in a third time with the Fast Base Concealer. So I had to go in 3 times with this product, and still I wasn't happy, and I didn't want to go in a 4th time because I thought then, you know, it's going to get, you know, it's going to be thick. I wanted something lightweight. That was the whole point actually of me purchasing this, because I think I mentioned in yesterday's video, I wanted something lightweight for the heat that we're having, you know, in the summer. So I put on or applied 3 applications, and even when I got into the car with my husband did actually comment and say, wow, you do look tired today. That concealer, I can tell the difference. So I knew that there was already an issue. So it doesn't cover what I want it to cover. So the coverage is just not there. So as far as I'm concerned, a concealer is first and foremost to hide anything that I want to hide. This unfortunately doesn't do that for me. It doesn't give me the coverage that the Conceal and Define gives me. So if you, like me, have those problem areas that you want to cover, I would probably go with the Conceal and Define and try that. But this one, if you haven't got those issues, or you've got less of an issue than me, you may want to try this and you may get on okay with it. I think once these become available in the stores, it will be a lot easier for you to test. When I swatched them on my hand, This is definitely a little bit more liquidy than the Conceal and Define. This is a little bit more of a thicker consistency, although when I applied this on my hand yesterday, it still had a good consistency to it, you know, and I also felt that it cooled yesterday as well. So yeah, it doesn't give me the conceal, you know, the concealer side of things for me. It doesn't do that. It does give me a brightening effect, and I suppose for me to pay £5 for something that just brightens my face, I may as well just stick with this. Pay £4 for something that actually not only conceals what I want it to conceal, but also to give me the brightening that I want as well. So for me, I'm going to have to stick with the Conceal and Define. This possibly is not something that I will be using in the future, unless I want perhaps a no makeup day, that kind of thing. But I'm a little bit torn, because the thing is, I want something to conceal and this just doesn't do the job for me. And, you know, all in all, I'm a little bit disappointed with it because I really wanted it to work. The only thing that I will say is that they brought out a phenomenal product. So they brought out a fantastic product. And like I also mentioned yesterday, you know, you've got big YouTubers mentioning that they love this, that this is, you know, a fantastic product. It has really gone, you know, crazy. Everybody's gone crazy for this Conceal and Define, and there's not many people that don't like it. So I'm not sure why they would then bring out a concealer that doesn't conceal after they've brought out the Conceal and Define. I'm a little bit confused by that, because this is definitely not a concealer as in, you know, concealing anything that you want to hide. That is, you know, just my thoughts about it. For me, this is the ultimate concealer. It's something that I've repurchased. I've gone through quite a number of these. I always have a backup in my drawer because I can't live without it, and it makes me feel confident. And it's not that I'm saying, you know, don't use this. I'm just saying that if you've got perhaps issues like me and you need to cover something up, you know, I would go with the Conceal and Define. I'm just disappointed and left wondering why. Perhaps what they should have done is actually brought out a larger tube of the Conceal and Define. That's perhaps what I, you know, need. I need something that is you know, holds a container that holds a lot more of this product, rather than bringing out a product that just doesn't conceal. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. It is okay if you just want brightening, but this does the job for me, brightens and conceals. So like I say, I'll stick with that. This is a bit of a pass for me, unless, you know, I use it for those no makeup days. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried this and what are you thinking? I would also like to know which is your holy grail, or is this your holy grail, I should say. Is this your holy grail, and are you going to be picking this up? I'd really love your thoughts on that. And also, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. But until either tomorrow or Monday, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.